Is turning off hard disks harmful? I set Windows 7 to turn off hard disks after 20 minutes of non-use, which it does a really good job at. It seems to turn off individual hard disks that have been idle for 20 minutes exactly. When I access a drive that I haven't used in 20 minutes, I can hear it firing up and it takes a couple of seconds to access it. Now Windows is turning off and turning on my hard disk several times a day. Can this on/offing be bad for the drives? The case is small and I'm trying to protect the drives from overheating really. They get very hot. Edit, the accepted answer doesn't mention this explicitly, but for minimizing hard disk drive failure. Power cycling control. Shutting down and rebooting a computer or resuming it from hibernation cycles the power to the drives in the computer. The spin-up operation performed by a drive after a power cycle is believed to place more stress on the drive than running the drive continuously for a long period of time. Based on professional experience of system administrators, it is believed that there is a direct relationship between the number of power cycles of a computer and the probability of failure of its drives. In other words, a computer with a high uptime may have a lower probability of drive failure than one that has its power cycled routinely. Attribute number 4 of SMART is start/stop count, which seems to indicate that start/stop count does play a role in disk fitness and when to expect a failure. See also thermal stress relief with power management. Energy Star compliance results in an increase in daily power up/down cycles. The consequent thermal shock and mechanical stresses on the system can adversely affect its life. Computers and monitors, when should I turn them off?
Google showed that heat has very little effect on hard drive life expectancy, despite anecdotal claims to the contrary. See this paper. The paper was by far the largest study on the subject. Note, though, that Google keeps their drives running 24/7, so there was no information on specifically whether turning off your hard drives was harmful, only that you don't need to worry so much about temperature.
Spinning down hard disks does help in reducing overall heat and also increasing its life. However, there are reports that a lot of HDD failures happen when restarting a disk after the spin down. This server fault answer to "What's the effect of standby, spin down, mode on modern hard drives?" talks about it. More opinions on this are welcome. I am also investigating the stability of using an older laptop with an alternate USB boot.
If your drives are getting so hot, it is probably due to ventilation issues, not disk issues. If you are taking proper steps to make sure computer is properly ventilated, and I assume your computer is not all that old if it's running Windows 7, there might be something wrong with your computer. All I need to do is keep mine propped up an inch or two and it never gets that warm. If I have to leave it on overnight or for a long time, I turn it onto its side. If it is resting flat on a surface, that is what is heating your computer up, as I frequently leave my 5-year-old laptop running overnight simply on its side and it has never been an issue. If you're the kind of person who lets their computer idle for a few hours and then starts back up again on and off throughout the day, I would not recommend allowing it to continually stop and start your drives. This is hard on your computer, and I have in fact damaged drives in the past doing this constantly. Though this was on an older computer, I hear the newer ones have similar issues, and I'd rather not be so hard on the drives since they contain valuable work.
My totally anecdotal experience has been that drives that spin down do reduce electrical consumption costs and associated cooling, but fail marginally more often. I felt this was a bit of a loss overall for the environment, since I'm minutely saving electrical consumption at the cost of filling a landfill slightly faster. It is hard to figure out precisely what is going on, since it is usually single-disk workstations which are the best candidate for stopping idle drives. However, since they are single drives, the OS likes to go and touch things on it occasionally.
Si aguantes soporte serial, triar